Right. Small, short, compact, and quiet. 300 Blackout. Nothing can beat this for home defense.
All right, hold the phone.
All right, what you got?
I went down a YouTube rabbit hole last night till about 3 a.m. I think I have an argument that may be able to give 300 Blackout a run for its money in home defense, being 10 mil.
I mean, do you have bears in the house, bro?
Well, if I did, I can deal with them.
I know.
Have you ever lived out in the Mountain West?
No, I haven't. But let's talk about that. Which one's more superior for home defense, 10 mil or 300 Blackout? Let's go. Welcome back to Classic Firearms, guys. Jason here. I'm with Brandon.
What's up, guys?
As you can see, there's a little bit of height difference. It's like bring your son to work day.
A little bit. I'm pretty sure you have a whole head on me.
But while we're in the talking mood of that point, let's talk about some things that's near and dear to our hearts, right? We're talking about 10 mil versus 300 Blackout for home defense.
Yes, home defense being the key thing there.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure everybody in the camp knows I'm more of the 300 Blackout side for obvious reasons. But let's talk about why you chose or stuck with 10 mil, right?
Well, 10 mil, stopping power, affordability, it's got all of it.
I hear you on the stopping power, but we're talking about something for home defense. That means I'm trying to put down a threat that's either near or dear close to my home. So to me, I want something with the most lethality, but with also keeping my ears, intact.
I will give you that. I can't put a can on here. It's not going to be as quiet as a 300 Blackout. I will give you that point. However, how much is that?
Okay, first of all, we're not going to get into the price of the firearm, right? Because you can do anything that you want to get. We're not going to use this one because I'm pretty sure I could build out any 300 Blackout and still have the same lethality.
I feel like we need a web page and do it. I want you to prove it to me.
All right, well, I'm just saying. I feel like I could, muster up something that could still be comparable regardless of the firearm, right? But this does make it a little bit easier. It being, 6.75 inches of a barrel. That's all I need to get enough powder burn just to send it. But I mean, 300 Blackout does shine in a 9-inch barrel, and that's where you get really full powder burn out of it, right?
And 300 Blackout does have its uses.
Okay.
Under that, what's your standard home invasion is what, 3 to 7 yards?
3 to 7 yards, give or take. You could be upstairs, and someone could be breaking in your house from the downstairs. So, I mean, your engagement zone varies, right? Depending on the style and layout of your home.
I also can get a pistol in 10 mil.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're talking concealability, movability, getting around the house. Oh, this can be by my bed easily, and I can have a truck gun still because price point.
Okay, well, price point, give or take, I get it. But concealability, we're really talking about putting that somewhere in your belt line or on your body?
I didn't necessarily say I was concealing it on my belt line, but I can put it in a nightstand and be just fine in a small drawer.
Well, if that's the case, I mean, I could just fold this up, right, and put it by the nightstand.
Oh, yeah, because that's definitely...
Yes, I hear you, but when it comes to actually in a home invader or an intrusion, like, come on, let's talk about this. Which one's going to blow out your eardrums? And I know it's not going to be this one.
Yeah, but I'm going to put people down.
All right. So
and I got a truck gun, too.
This
For the price that you get a SIG in the 300 Blackout, I can get both this and that, plus way more ammo than you can shoot down. I can practice more.
Okay. Well, I'll give you that one. So let's talk about the rounds, right, in specific, right? 300 Blackout was designed for a certain contract for certain folks, right? They wanted the AK round in an Americanized version of it. So 7.62 by 35 is the actual parent casing, and then they neck down a 30 caliber round into that to then cut it to where it is, right? So
that's fair.
You've got all of this powder in here. You've got all of this, capacity and ability to actually put something down. So 30 caliber, right? That's enough oomph behind it. It's got enough ass behind it to put something down, and then you get every bit of that reliability out of the AR platform in it.
So you wake up in the middle of the night.
Right.
Hey, you're an intruder. Pew pew. Oh, that bullet went through them and out the front door.
Well, that's why specifically, not that I have one here, but I'm using this one as per se, this is a full metal jacket.
Yes.
Obviously, you would use a little bit more of defensive rounds, which have that tip that will allow that round to expand and open upon impact, either on flesh or soft targets. So, I'm not really too worried about over penetration when it comes to that, because remember, we're firing subsonic in the house.
Yeah.
Supersonic out of the house, and look at that. One up, right? I can, with an ease and change of a mag, I can go from super quiet to reach out and touch you distances.
And that really is where the biggest difference is going to be. Obviously, you can see the difference in the size of these two right here. your distance is going to be superior to mine in almost every way.
All right, so what's the grain width of yours?
So this one's 170. I think you go up to what, 230 roughly?
I can go up to 235, 225. There are some specialized rounds, especially when you start getting into the heavier ones. But that is a 200 grain projectile sitting right next to you. So we're almost in line. Most supers are actually between like 110 and 170. So you have that variance, but then they are supersonic, right? So you're getting that supersonic crack.
So you talk about reaching out to farther distances.
Right.
So I obviously have the close distances. I can grab my pistol. This is by my nightstand under my pillow, so to speak. Now, reaching out, I got a 16-inch barrel.
Okay.
I'm getting 1,700 FPS. You're getting 2 to 2,200 roughly.
So, yep, 2,200 with supers, give or take. You can pump it up with some hotter rounds like Barnes 110s.
Yeah.
You can really send it screaming, but phenomenally done is the subsonic performance, and we're running anything under 1050. So, I mean, you can still reach out and touch something with 1050, but it's like lobbing a football back in a Hail Mary. So.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, realistically, after about 100 yards, the grippings, they may open up a little bit.
Well, see, here's the bane of our existence, right? 100 yards with subs for me, 100 yards for you with 10 mil. Even with defensive rounds, we're still kind of playing in that ballpark. But I feel like we should just go out and shoot it and get a feel for it.
Oh, yeah, because I think within 7 to 10 yards, I don't think you're going to see a difference. And I think you can argue, based on value, 10 mil wins.
Well, I'm glad we didn't make this about dollar figure. We made this about which one is better for home defense, which one has that edge of lethality. And I'm pretty sure that 300 Blackout will take the cake.
I'll put more rounds down range of practice and I'll beat you.
All right, there you go. To the range we go. All right, now we're at the range, right? So, I mean, you can get to make your argument point. 2018 called, they want their argument back. Talk about 10 mils better or superior than 300 Blackout, but let's put it to the test.
Let's shoot it.
All right. You know what? Since you made the argument, I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. What drill am I doing? Anything in particular?
Let's just get a couple of rounds. Okay, so before we start,
Yeah.
let's just get a couple of rounds on target, see how it feels, see how the perceived recoil is, and just see which one actually feels better overall.
Okay. I mean, that feels pretty good.
Okay, well, let me put a little shots down range here. Now, oh, wait a second. I forgot. Don't need that.
Oh, but some of us have a secondary because we didn't spend all our money on one gun. Secondary.
All right, so as you were unleashing the fury over there, obviously, what's one thing that we noticed, right? Perceived recoil in a handgun.
It's definitely a pretty good chunk.
All right, so which one, if you had to choose, obviously, you're right, you're going for more of the PCC version.
I definitely, if I had to choose, I'm definitely going PCC over these two. But, I mean, sometimes you don't have that option, right?
All right, you don't, but again, bedside gun.
Pillow gun.
I don't know about pillow, but how about this? Let's swap.
Okay.
Let's actually get some rounds down range and go from there.
All right.
Yeah. All right, well, since we swapped, let's go ahead and get some rounds down range, and then let's come up with a little bit of drills. And we'll swap it out again.
I agree.
All right. All right. Again, got to work with that thing. Coming from that, these safeties on here are a little bit different. It is pretty cool, right? It gets you right there on target. It almost feels like an actual Ruger in itself, like a pistol in form, but it is a PCC, so there it is. And again, non-reciprocating charging handle.
Very nice.
But it's right there in the way. It kind of gives like...
I mean, you extend your hand out a little bit, you'll be all right.
Yeah, for me...
You could train it.
Yeah, my long arms is right there, and thank God it's non-reciprocating, because if it was, I would come back and slap you every single time.
That it definitely would.
But go ahead, knock it out, man.
All right. your dot's like barely visible there. All right. That's so much lighter. So the immediate difference, I definitely feel this is way, way lighter of recoil.
Not only that, it's quieter, but here's another thing that I forgot to mention to you. Those are subs. These are super. So why don't you give these a nice little run for the money and see how much thump they have.
I definitely felt it more with those.
Okay.
I felt it a little more back to my face too, because the can with the, yeah.
Back pressure?
Yes.
Pause.
Yep. I saw it, heard it.
But a little bit more oomph, right? A little bit more ass behind it. Something to actually give you a little bit what you would say knockdown power. So
definitely more comparable there in the recoil with the supers and the subs. But these can also have subs too, and I feel like they would make a pretty good difference.
it would, probably.
Although
so.
we don't necessarily have those to test right now. but-
Okay, what we need a 10 millimeter can for sure.
Yes.
But there we go. All right, so we swapped it out. Let's add little drills in here and let's see which one feels better.
What do you think? Reload 2 and 2?
Reload 2 and 2. Let's do it.
All right.
All right, so since we're gonna do some drills, right? I figure let's do from deployed status. So that means stock folded. 2 on the close one, which we're about 20-ish yards, and then 2 on the far one. So since we both have folding stocks, right?
That's fair.
All right, ready? Stand by. Boop. Drop my mag. There you go. Something a little quick and painless.
All right.
Quick and painless.
Got the extendo mag. Oh. I missed both my long range ones.
It's all good, right? I actually had sort of kind of an unfair advantage. I got a magnifier in here, but still, nonetheless, how did you feel about the mechanics of it?
Well, this thing, pulling it up and out is a little difficult.
Right.
So that's always fun. So I kind of had to stage that, get ready for that.
Right.
Other than that, the reload was fine.
Okay.
I did not have necessarily too much of a problem with that. It just, once I got out a little farther, lost my bearing just a little bit.
Right, it's all good. The balance of that thing actually looks really good. And if you hold both of them together, right? If we're standing right here and we have them right here, they're pretty much the same length.
And even when you compare like with suppressor,
Yep.
I mean from the stock or the brace out, and then the gun forward, they really are the same size.
But which one's heavier though? That one's just a tad bit heavier, and I've got all this accoutrement on here.
I mean, yes, yeah, I do. This weighs as much as that one, with all the extra stuff on it, plus just a little bit. Like it's very close, but this one's definitely heavier.
All right, so let's swap and let's see how we actually run and do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Apparently, I suck at long range.
It's all good, brother. But hey, you did it pretty fast, felt pretty fluid, and I mean, you did what you needed to do, right?
Yep.
There you go. All right, let me give it a shot.
All right.
See how I run. All right. All right, ready? Ah! I will say this. The impulse is fine, right? They're pretty matched almost equal.
Yeah.
Controls got a little bit different here, so had to work that one out.
Gotta learn them.
Yeah, figured out that's a definitely a bolt release.
Yep, definitely.
But it's
on
all
the right
good.
side. It's a little weird.
Absolutely. All right, so what do we think, right? Did a couple drills with them. We didn't really put them through a huge amount of paces, but right off the bat.
Hold off. I have one more test to do. This is home defense, right? If I'm shooting and I miss a round at home, what happens to my wall?
I mean, very valid point, but
Let's shoot. Just standard wood block. I'm gonna set it up there. One yours on the top, mine on the bottom. Let's shoot it and see what the differences are.
all right, let's do it. Okay. Let me check this out real quick. Let's see what we got. That was a little.
Did you hit it?
I did.
Oh, yeah, the hole's just really small.
All right, let's check it out.
All right,
All right.
300 blackout, 10 mil. What's this getting?
I mean, you tell me, brother. I mean, you know me. I'm more partial to 300 blackout, right? I love the way it does. I love the way it handles. I've got versatility inside of just a mag change. It's quiet, can reach out and touch someone, and still has every bit of oomph behind it to put something down.
I mean, well, take a look at the board before I give you my final synopsis here.
Okay.
But, so as you can see at the top here, we have the 300 blackout. At the bottom, we have the 10 mil. Now, the story, you can see there's obviously the 10 mil is a little thicker, a little bigger. It also was a defensive round. So on the back, you can see it also does a little bit more damage. So, I mean, that's just kind of what you're going to expect. If you're using these for home defense, that's what you're going to see if you miss or if you go through somebody.
Correct. So obviously mine, FMJ, it just sailed right through.
Zip right through.
Even though it's still traveling under 1050, I still have enough oomph to go straight through that, right?
Yeah.
So that's another consideration to take, right? We're talking about home defense. That's going through many walls and or layers in your home. Defensive rounds, obviously we always want to push because after a couple of, soft barriers, it will get stopped in whatever it is and it will get done.
Yeah, this is in pieces on the other side of the berm or the other side of the wood. For
Absolutely.
Sure. This one is probably deep in there somewhere.
It's probably deep in there. It's probably through the next wall. So just bear that in mind, right?
At the end of the day, 10 mil, what I really love about this, again, I do have to bring it back to the best point I think I can stand on here is the affordability.
Okay, you do have me beat there for sure. I mean,
I can get 2 guns and a lot of ammo to practice with. And that's an important thing I wanted to bring up, right? If you're gonna buy something to defend with, you need to practice it. So if you can't afford that, that's a way to go. But at the end of the day, 300 blackout is looking pretty good.
there you go.
It was softer to shoot. You can have super and subsonic, so I can go farther. And you can also use it as a truck gun or even a bedside gun, maybe under your bed or in a bigger drawer in a nightstand. So there is that argument too. I definitely, if I had the money, I have to say I would go that route.
Well, there you go. Again, you brought up cost, right?
Yep.
Again, this is sitting about like 80 something cents around, give or take. I mean, these prices vary all the time, depending on political climate and just what's going on in the world.
Versus 40 cents around, might I add.
All right, 40 cents around, cool. Every bear in the tri-state area knows you're around. It's all good.
They'll be
For me, quiet, simple, versatile, quick change. It is what it is, right?
So do we crown a winner? Is that how this works? I haven't done one of these before.
I feel like we need to have like a part 2 to this, like even more in-depth, run 10 mil versus 300 blackout, and maybe add like another one, maybe like 45, maybe, like lever gun shoes?
4070, right?
That will definitely be sail through the neighbor's house and the neighbor's house for sure.
I think another competition could work. I mean, you're talking that distance between that 9 mil and that 5.56. What truly is king?
Maybe we need to put them out to a farther distance.
I agree.
All right, let's see what the drop off is. But guys, let us know your thoughts. Is there something that we missed? Are you in the 10 mil camp? Are you in the 300 blackout camp? Which one do you choose for home defense? And then before you get started, I know my 5.56 or my AK can do everything that what it is. God's caliber's 45. I get it, but we're talking about these two. So I'm just saying. Let us know down in the comments. And of course, while you're there, check out
well, yeah, some of us use Bing because it's not Google, right?
You also have an Android. God bless your soul.
Wait, that means I use Google.
Still have an Android. Folks, we appreciate you. We appreciate your business.
God bless.
And we'll check you later.